Hello everybody and welcome to another Games for Dads video, and once again we are looking at cards, the universe and everything. Fantastic game. If you haven't got it, make sure you download it from the iStore or Google Play Store. Okay, so today we are looking at this week's league deck, or the deck I put together for the league. It's a Laika based deck. There's that beautiful dog on the right and the dog on the left. Have a quick look at the deck stats, I should say. Mythics 3, Legendary 6, Epic 7 and 1 Rare. And then if you have a look down, we've got 9 space cards, 1 life on land card, 3 science, 1 oceans and 4 arts and cultures. So a little bit of a complicated deck to put together. As I said, the deck there is on the left, and this is kind of a ramp stroke power deck. Because the energy this week, pretty much 20 every turn, starting with 20, minimum 20, and you get 20 per turn. So lots of energy to play around with. So this deck is pretty good. Okay, so let's go in and have a look. Oops, I just won that game. I had that on pause. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go through and have a look at this deck. As I said, it's done really well for me this week. So we are only rank 2 at the moment, so we'll get that up to rank 1 pretty shortly. Simulation Theory, first card to give us a little bit of energy. It's a mythic card, 3 for 0, and that's going to give us 3 and then 1 off our energy costs for our cards. Next one, there we go, Laika, I think is how you say it. That's Space Mythic, 8 for 84, and it's going to buff our amazing astronaut 70 until played, and that's great until played. Planet X, we're playing with 9 space cards, so we're going to get 14 permanently on all of our space cards with Planet X. Great card. Difficult to get mythic, but definitely worth keeping if you do get it. Next card then in this deck is Hell. And the whole point of this deck is we're going to try and ramp and make sure we lose a couple of turns. So if you've lost 2 rounds, which we will, then Hell's going to come in and give us 55 this turn. So great card for this deck. That's Hell, 3 for 31. Anubis, it's a level up reward, so you will get this eventually. Keep playing and you'll get it. On the return, you gain 20 permanently. 3 for 20, so a bit of a throwaway card, but it's great. Lich, on the draw, if we've lost, or if we're training by 50 or more, we get 10 permanently. On the play, if we've lost 1 round, we get another 10. And on the return, if we lost that turn, we get another 10 permanently. So potentially, we can get 30 power permanently from that one. Whoops, John, didn't mean to do that. Next one is Diamonds, another permanent power. 12 power on this one, 5 for 12. That's the Diamond card, limited ledge. So quite difficult to get this card, but it's definitely worth having. And then we've got the Supermassive Black Hole. So for every non-space card in your deck, give your space cards wherever they are 3. So we've got 9 non-space cards and 9 space cards in this deck. So we're going to get a good buff on our space cards. John Glenn, I'm going to hold John. There he is. A bit for not a very good picture, that one, I don't think. But your Radical Rockets and amazing astronauts cards, wherever they are, gain a 10. Helen Keller. So again, we want to lose a round before we play this card, and then we're going to gain 15 permanently. So I'm aiming to get to about 200 permanent points on the ramp by the time we get to the end. The Snow Queen, so make sure you play this on the last turn of a round and you're going to get 10 permanently, and just as important, your opponent's going to lose 10 permanently. They're basically worth 20. Tungsten, I've forgotten about this card, but gain 14 permanently and lose -1 permanently. I think this week we can afford to lose the energy, so that's a nice ramp card there. As is Diamond Tetra, gain 10 permanently, 5 for 10. Another throwaway card that we can probably use a couple of times. Buzz, he's my other guy that I'm going to hold, so I'm going to hold 2 of my astronaut cards as long as I can. But the Buzz I will probably play at least once and then hold him as long, but he's a great card. May Jemison, great astronaut card this one. 3 for 0, but on the draw you get 60, so make sure you play her straight away. Guion Bluford, I think that's how you say his name. Guion Bluford. Your amazing astronauts cards, wherever they are, gain 12 until played, so that's going to help buff up those astronaut cards. And then Robert Henry Lawrence Jr. Your space cards in hand gain 8 this turn, and this card gains 8 permanently, so he's going to buff up really nicely and give us some big scores on that card. And then we've got Bruce McCandless II. Played adjacent to no other space cards, then your space cards are going to get 5. So make sure you pay him separate to your other space cards. Okay, let's see if we can get another shield with this deck. And hopefully we can go all 5 rounds, because I do want to show you the power of this amazing deck. I'm loving it. It's probably my most second favourite deck of all time at the moment. My first being the Festive Traditions deck that I put together. If you haven't looked at that one, check out the video. That is probably my all-time favourite deck. And this one, at the moment, it might change next week, but at the moment, Lucky Air deck is probably my second most favourite deck that I've played since I've been playing the game, which is about 5 months, 6 months now I've been playing. Okay, can we find an opponent? The good thing about this week with the 20 energy, there's some really cool decks around and lots of different ones. So there's been lots of paleontology decks as well. Still seeing a few 8 Immortals, unfortunately, but some real combination of decks. It's been really quite interesting and fun so far. Okay, here we go. We are playing Stevie Mac. Stevie Mac, wasn't he in Fleetwood Mac? I think so. Okay, so let's get Luckier out as quick as we can to buff up some of these astronaut cards. Tungsten and diamond. It's going to give us a bit of permanent power. Hello, Stevie Mac. So, nice even start there, 150 to 168. Interesting deck he's got here. I wonder what this is. Not sure. As I said, there's some really cool decks around this week. So, as I said, the strategy with this deck is make sure we lose 1 round. And then we're going to get Helen Keller and Leech to give us some points. And then let's hold those 2 space cards or astronaut cards as long as we can. And there we go, that's a nice score, 250. And then we just concentrate really on buffing up our cards as much as we can and trying to get them all in the right order. So there's Snow Queen there, that's great. We're going to play her on the last turn. That will give us a nice buff. So 23 in the lead. We don't really want to win this one, actually. I'm quite happy. There's Helen Keller, so we want to hold Helen. So Snow Queen, Bruce, and Diamonds, 259. That's okay. Whoa, what a score! Wow, Rapunzel, Jet Car, and Unicorn. That was a great score there. Okay, my worries about winning that turn are over. Let's just cry, pretend we're upset. I'm upset we lost. Excuse me. Okay. So that's a good start for us, losing the first round. So now we can concentrate on buffing up, or ramping up I should say, and buffing up those 2 space cards when they come through. So there's John, we're going to hold him for a while. Guillaume, let's do simulation I guess. 227, not a bad little score already. Against 321, he's on minus 50 because of Jet Car and the Snow Queen, and we're on plus 61. So already you can see that ramp is having some effect for us. So what's next? Lich is great now because we lost that round and we were losing by 50 or more, so that's really good. And Anubis, so 81 in that pot now, that's great. I don't really care what he plays. I think we're in a really strong position here. Right. Nice cards there by Stevie Mac. There'll be a good score coming up for you. Well, we've got John Glenn there, so he's up to 116 at the moment. And there is Buzz. Okay, that's the other guy we want to hold. So Lucky is going to both buff those 2 cards permanently, or until played, I should say, not permanently. So that's great. If we can get Lucky around a few times, that's really going to buff it. 463, not bad. Against 196, not bad. Okay, we've got a commanding lead here. We need to try and lose probably the next round, maybe. I can't see us losing this round now, can you? 377. Okay, so as you saw, I played so I played John then. Sorry, I lost concentration. I played John then because we can afford him to come round once, but I'm definitely going to keep Buzz right until the very end. Oh, Holy Grail, I didn't see that. Interesting, 19, okay. This is good. So we're 58 in the lead at the moment, 125 in the bank, and he's on minus 10 already. So Robert, yep, Diamonds, Bruce, he's powerful already, 419. Oh hell. Like hell the card, I wasn't swearing. Great. Okay, 283. Okay, 137. Really strong this deck for ramping and really powerful for buffing up our cards. So there's the Snow Queen coming around perfectly. Helen Keller and Guion Buford 386. I think we're going to win this one as well. Yeah, okay, so we definitely want to probably try and lose the next round so we can see the full capability of this deck, because like I said, it's absolutely amazing. So absolutely cruising through this at the moment. 162 already in that ramp pot. He's on minus 20, I think. The Snow Queen's been round twice, yeah, minus 20. Okay, simulation keeps our cards nice and low. Got no problems with energy. So let's do Lich as well. 391, 172 in that bank now. That's really good. My target was to get it to 200. I think we're easily going to get 200. Oh, that's good. That's his big combo again. Unicorn, Hypernova, and Jet Car this time. So we are 118 behind. That's good. But he's on minus 60 and we're on 182. So we've already got a 240 lead. That's great. But I might hold Laika until we get our other astronaut back around. So let's just play those two cards. Oh, even those cards, because of our ramp, they're too strong. Okay, 93 in the lead. We got 216 ramp. We got Laika to play, which is going to buff up. Maybe we might have to hold all these cards. Let's see what we get. Oh, I wouldn't mind playing Supermassive Black Hole just to give us a few more points on these cards and then hold the rest until the final round. What do you think? I mean, we could easily win this, but I don't want to. 300. Oh, fingers crossed we don't win. No, take Laika back. It's too strong. 300. Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky. Great. Well done, Stevie Mac. 2-2. That is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so hopefully we'll have a little bit. He's got Holy Grail. I wonder when Holy Grail is going to come around. Probably at the end, I think. Let's remember he's got that. But I don't think he can get anywhere near us, and we should be able to get at least 1,000 points on the last turn if we play this properly. So Laika to buff up those space cards. Hell, 807. Not bad. There's the Holy Grail. That's good. He's got Hell there. That's good score, actually. 807 versus 536. Pretty, or 561, I should say. Competitive. We've got 216 in the bank. He's on minus 20. I think we can afford just to play 3 of our low cards here. So Diamond. Yeah, Tetra. That's good. 362. Okay, this is still fairly close. I mean, we've got a 246 lead, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere near us. Now look what our ramp goes up to. 226, 238. Not bad, and he's on minus 20. And here we go. Last turn. Or last turn of the last round. So Buzz 384. Thanks at 62856. Guion. Oh, 988. I think we can do it. 1027. But we're going to lose a few points, but only 5, I think. 10 points we lose. Should end up on 1017, 1012. Oh, of course, it takes 5 off himself. Not a bad finish. Great game. There you go, guys. I hope that gives you an idea of how strong and powerful this deck is, and gives you an idea of why I'm really liking it. As I said, probably my second most favourite deck at the moment. Like I said, I'm sure that's changed, and it is quite a complicated deck to build, but if you can get these cards, it is well worth putting it together and having a go, because it's great fun. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Do leave us a like, and please, if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help us. We will be back very shortly with some more videos, but in the meantime, take care, everybody. Bye.